Hello students, welcome to BTech first year physics course. In last few lectures, we have discussed about constraint motion of different mass systems, right? Now today, I am going to discuss those different mass systems or system of mass particles in a nutshell and different important theorems which governs the dynamics of the system of mass particles. Not going into any detailed mathematical description. Okay. Now, system of particles can be divided into two categories. One is discrete and another one is continuous mass system. Now, in discrete system, the constituent particles are large but finite in number. Let's say there are n number of mass particles present in the system. Okay, so total mass of the system is summation of all individual mass of the particle, and the position of the center of mass can be found out by this formula, right? Now here this Ri is the distance of ith particle from the origin of this three-dimensional Cartesian coordinate system. Now, if the distances between the particles are very less and number of particles is infinitely large, then the discrete system can be considered as continuous mass system. Okay. Now here this continuous system has covered a region in space. So the total mass of this system can be written like this. Here rho is the density of this mass system. So if we integrate this density over total volume, we get total mass, right? And after that the position of the center of mass can be found out from this formula. Here r is the distance of this volume element from the origin of the coordinate system. Now, for a system of continuous mass distribution, the center of mass of the system can be calculated by this formula. Here, Mi is the total mass of this ith continuous mass system, and the total mass of the total system will be summation of mass of individual continuous mass system, right? Now let's say there are n number of continuous mass system. That is why the summation is from I1 to n. Okay. Now there is tremendous importance of center of mass, which I will discuss in subsequent slide. Okay. Now before going into that, let's see what are different categories of continuous systems. So it can be divided into two categories. One is elastic or deformable body, and another one is rigid body, right? Now if we apply force on a body, and if the distances between individual particles of that body change to some extent, that is called deformable body. And if the force is removed, then if the body regains its original shape, then the body is elastic in nature. The body is called elastic body, right? Now if the distance between two particles of a mass system ideally remains same or practically changes negligibly small, whatever be the force applied on it, that body is called rigid body. Okay. Now let's understand what is the importance of center of mass when we deal with system of particles. Now center of mass is a point where whole mass of the object can be considered to be concentrated. Okay, in fact that is actually happens. And the position of the center of mass can be inside or outside the mass system depending on the mass distribution. Now in rigid body dynamics, all the points keep their mutual distance intact and move as if all points follow the center of mass point. As a result, analysis of linear motion, rotational motion, spinning, oscillation and any other motion can be very much simplified if we consider the center of mass motion. We do not have to write equations of motion for each and every point of the system. Then the equation of motion of center of mass is sufficient to describe the motion of the whole body. Okay. Now for many body problems, we can do simplification of the analysis by two stages. In first stage, we deal with center of mass of each particle or each object. Okay. Then if we calculate reduced mass of the system and it is actually at the center of mass position of the system, then many body problem is greatly simplified to one body problem. So these are the importance of introducing center of mass concept when we have system of particles, and we have to understand the dynamics of the system of particles. Okay. Now I shall mention some important basic theorems which governs the dynamics of system of particles or mass system in a nutshell. And the first theorem is the total momentum of mass system is actually total mass of the system multiplied by the velocity of the center of mass. Then the center of mass of a system of particles moves in such a way that the total mass and resultant force are applied at that point of center of mass. Okay. Now, if the external force is 0, then total linear momentum remains constant. Right? This theorem is called principle of conservation of linear momentum. Right? Next, if external torque is applied on the system, this will be equal to the time rate of change of angular momentum of the system. And condition is internal forces between particles are central force. Now what is central force? So it is the force that is directed along the line joining the object and the origin of the coordinate system. As a result, torque due to total internal force will be 0. Now, if external torque is 0, then total angular momentum of the system will be conserved. This is called principle of conservation of angular momentum. Right? Now, next theorem tells that total work done to move a system of particles from one state to another is the kinetic energy difference between the final state and initial state. And if the system is conservative in nature, then total energy of the system remains same when the system changes from one state to another. Right? Now let's understand different theorems related to motion with respect to center of mass, because it is often useful. Okay. So first theorem is total linear momentum of a system of particles about the center of mass is 0. That means in the center of mass frame, total linear momentum will be 0. So there are two types of frames you can consider. One is the frame with respect to ground or lab frame, laboratory frame, and another is center of mass frame. Now in center of mass frame, total linear momentum of the system will be 0. Okay. Now if we find out the total angular momentum of a system of particles about any point, it will be actually equal to the angular momentum of total mass assumed to be located at the center of mass plus the angular momentum of the system about the center of mass. Okay. So there are two terms. One is angular momentum of the system, and you are considering that total mass is assumed to be located at the center of mass. Then angular momentum of the system about the center of mass. Okay. Then similarly the total kinetic energy of the system of particles about any point will be contribution from translational kinetic energy of the center of mass and kinetic energy of motion of system about the center of mass. Here also two terms, right? So one is kinetic energy of the center of mass and another is kinetic energy of the system about the center of mass, right? Next, total external torque about the center of mass is actually equal to the time rate of change in angular momentum about the center of mass. Okay. Next important theorem is total linear impulse, which is actually force multiplied by time, that is obviously equal to the change in linear momentum. So linear impulse is actually change in linear momentum. Then total angular impulse is equal to the change in angular momentum. And last but not the least, a system of particles will be in stable equilibrium if the potential is minimum, right? So these are the important theorems in classical mechanics which we have to keep in our mind when we deal with dynamics of system of particles. Okay. So today we stop here. In the next class, I shall discuss about degrees of freedom of different mass systems. How one can find the degrees of freedom. Because degrees of freedom has great importance in physics as well as different streams in engineering. Okay. So thank you for listening to this lecture. See you in the next class.